welcome to Flow to Surrender. We're gonna just start tilting the hips left to right. So just focusing on this center space, the hip girdle, shifting left to right. Soften the knees. Add a little bounce. Going left to right. And really push into your feet. So every time you push into the left foot, your right hip comes up and you switch sides. Left to right. And 5, 4, 3, 2. Now straight leg, tick-tock hips, left to right. And you'll get a little bit of a stretch through those ribs. But the idea here is that we're moving through the side of the body. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now hip circle forward, around, and back. Now when your hips come forward, don't crunch into your back. Straight leg it out. Forward, around, and back. Relaxing the arms, focusing on your hips. And reverse direction, going forward, around, and back. Forward, around, and back. And 3, 2, and step it wider. So not trying to do the split standing up, but nice wide stance. Ooh, straight leg, tick-tock hips. Mine, I said ooh because my hip just actually cracked. But straight leg, side to side hips. Now I want you to get ready to soften those knees and focusing on the hips, left to right. So with our knees slightly bent, we're pushing into the heel to get the opposite hip up to the side. Left to right. Left, right. Left, right. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and hip circles, forward, around, and back. And now noticing, because your legs are wider, how does this change your ability to create circles? I'm feeling quite like stuck, not as fluid as I might want. And now reverse, go the other direction, forward, around, and back. And 2, and 1. Step it in a little bit closer. Now this time with the feet as close as feels comfortable. They don't have to touch, but we're gonna draw little circles with the hips, just small circles. And yes, your knees are gonna have to soften to accommodate this movement, forward, around, and back. This is kind of where our center of gravity is, and we're gonna do some more movement, but I want you to think about your breath. 4, 3, 2, and step onto the right foot, bend the left knee, lift up the left heel, have it slightly in front, and we're gonna drop the hips down to the right, then push up to the left, drop to the right, up to the left, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift. Creating this stretch through the right side of the hip, and this abdominal contraction, use the obliques to lift up and drop. 4, 3, 2, lift and release, shift. So bending the right knee, lift up and down. And really push, push to the point where you feel like, oh yeah, you're getting like a stretch on the butt side. Lift and drop. Inhale, exhale it up and across. By pushing into that ball of the right foot, you're helping to lift the right hip up towards the ribs, but you're using the abdominals to pull up through the obliques. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to, it's like a chair pose with a little extra hippy dippies. We're gonna drop back, but push our hips to the right and lift up and drop the hips to the left. So my knees are staying put. I'm not taking my knees forward, dropping to the side and back, switching sides. Now I'm gonna add layers. Hips to the right, arms to the left. Feel like you're being pulled in opposite direction. Bend those knees and dip down. Think of a chair pose, Utkatasana. Shifting the hips, rise up and extend. See if you can create this arch up and over and down. Inhaling up, exhale down, but bring it back up. Last one to the right, last one to the left. Rise up, left heel comes in, left knee comes to the side, lifting up the heel and just a little bend. Lean and push back. Now ideally, my left foot is actually past my hip, so it's not too close. So it gives me a chance to really lean in. Inhale, exhale. Using your breath to guide the movement. And if at any point you feel like adding some funky arms, that's always an invitation. Just be mindful how funky, because you know, sometimes funky arms makes you fall over. I know, because I speak from personal experience. Next one, stay. Leaning in and just a little pulse. Little pulse. 3, 2, and release the heel down. Now before we switch sides, drop the hips down, coming into a wide Utkatasana or squat or chair pose. Don't arch the back, straight back, we reach and we pulse. Now the goal here is to push through your heels. Let the toes be nice and light. Really waking up those quads and those glutes. 4, 3, 2, rise up, left foot down, right toes to the side, and we lean, push back. And you could keep your heel down, but the idea is we're trying to strengthen and work with our smaller muscles, our smaller joint groups, our smaller ligaments. Lean, push back. Lean, push back. Next one down, we're going to stay and we're going to pulse. A nice steady pulse. So this is a nice external rotation through the thigh, but we're creating a little bit of activation with those inner thighs to pull back. And 3, 2, and straight leg forward. Now this time, tick-tock the hips, left to right, and come down halfway. Get a little silly, shake your booty side to side, come down halfway. Bring the arms at shoulder height. Nice stretch for my hamstrings. I say mine because my hamstrings just said a really, really rude word, which I'm gonna not say out loud, because my hamstrings are like, oh my God. But we dance it out. Bring it back up. Tick-tocking side to side. Now keep those heels where they are, but take your toes, angle them to the side. Still straight legs. Now we bend the knees. That was a knee and a hip cracking all at the same time, if in case you heard that. Left to right. Now the goal here is not to shift your bum back. Like, we are not doing a yoga twerk, unless you really feel like twerking, in which case please feel free. But I am a horrible twerker, so I will not be teaching you how to twerk. Now come down low and just a little pulse. So we're kind of working through a sumo squat. In yoga we call this temple goddess. Knees out to the side. Now start to bring your arms up. And now palms up, palms down, palms up, palms down. So side view, I'm just rotating my hands and my shoulder cuff. I'm not swinging the arms crazy big. Pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay down with the hips, palms up, and just a little rib slide. So I know the body kind of wants, like, hey, but the hips was more fun. This is isolating the obliques and the thoracic spine, reaching side to side. Staying nice and tall. I say tall, I'm 5'2", so you know what I mean. Nice long spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, stay, reach to the sky. Right elbow into the right ribs and take it back up. Left elbow, left ribs, take it back up. If your legs are getting tired and you need to come up a little, that's fine. Just don't come all the way up. Keep those knees bent, focusing, pushing into the heels so that the inner thighs are getting that activation. One more each side. Last one. Rise up, toes forward, arms to the side. Right hand, left knee. Bring it back, left hand, right knee. And we keep going. And every time we reach forward, it's a tilt of the hips. It's not rounding the spine, it's a tilt. Sticking those hips back, getting that stretch through the hamstrings. Give me one more each side. And the last one. Now, come back to center, fix your pants if required, because that seems to be a thing. Definitely seems to be a thing for me. So, more movement. I want us to think about the ribs and the hips. Gonna take the toes of the left foot forward, bring the knee up to the side, tap it down, bring it up and to the side. Now, if you want to keep it low, you can, but trying to bring it up. Kind of put your hands somewhere at around hip height and make your goal to smack your hand with your knee, not your hand to your knee. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep the toes forward, straight leg tap. Straight leg tap. Stay nice and tall, checking balance. A lot of times I see people kind of just tapping the foot, bending at the knee, but this time we want straight leg. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now straight leg to the side, just a little low tap. Now, try to resist the shimmy of the body, staying nice and controlled through the abdominals. Hands can do whatever they need to for balance. Now we're going to take that left knee across and back down. This is really working through those hip flexors. And I'm bending my knee to bring it forward. I can kick it if I want, but the goal is to bring the knee across and bend. Stay with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, bring it down. I don't know about your right leg, but my right leg is getting like warm. So, taking the left foot down, right toes straight forward, bring the knee up to the side and down, up, front, up, side. And you can just do a little tap, or if you need to realign, you can put the weight down onto the ball of the foot. I have a hip injury on this side, so I don't like to take my knee too high because that really makes it grind and feel very uncomfortable. So check distance, check height, see if you need to modify from one side to the other while still challenging your comfort zones. 4, 3, 2, 1. Forward, straight leg tap. Side view, straight leg. Pulling the crown of your head up to the sky so we're not arching or leaning back. 4, 3, 2, and straight leg to the side, just a low tap. Now notice if you've sunk your hips like I'm doing right now, that's sinking the hips. Pull those hips so that they're over the left heel and tapping it out. Stay with me for 5, 4, 3. Now we bring it across. So as the music picks up, so is our flow. We're going to go for more strength. 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's bring it down and just heel stomp. Take it a little across, get a little funk going, heel it forward, and then across. Take it a little bigger, take it a little wider, yes. Here we go. Take the arms up a little, give it a swing. Now if you want, you can add a little hop, or a big hop, or not. Remember, there's all these options. I'm gonna not jump because then I can't talk. 5, 4, 3, 2, side kick. Just a little kick and flick to the side. And I would say aim for someone's ankles, not their kneecaps, but I really don't want to encourage violence. So keep the arms swinging, kicking, punching, anything, just shaking things out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and anybody feel like channeling their inner Jane Fonda, heel to bum, lean it across. Just kicking your bum. If this is too much, just do a lean and tap. Honor what's happening in your body, knowing that we're building our strength because we're flowing to surrender towards the end. And 5, 4, 3, 2. Good news, we stopped the legs for a moment, but I want us to kind of just do a little walk and shimmy. Focusing on the ribs. Yes. Just a little shimmy, and you can stay put, or you can go for a little walk. And in fact, if you're going for a little walk, give yourself a chance to go forward, back, and up. Like, yeah, you got this. We're gonna start moving more into the ribs, and then the arms. Take a few deep breaths. 4, 3, 2, fix your pants as required. So, shoulder shrug it up and down. Shoulder shrug it up and down. Take the arms out to the side. Drop those shoulders down, palms up and back. We've already done this a little bit when we're doing a sumo squat, but right now we're focusing on the arms. Because I want you to get right in here and just rotate in the shoulder cuff. Now we're gonna add a little more each time. So now it's gonna be the right arm down, left palm up and reach. Bring it back, switch. So it's this rotate forward of the right shoulder with the palm up, left palm reaches, and bring up. And we're taking it nice and steady. Now it's a side reach, so I'm reaching to the side. I'm not leaning forward. It's side, side. Now smooth out the edges. Don't even stop at the top. Reach. Strong arms. Let the spine move. Keep those hips locked in, nice and steady. 5, 4, 3, 2, stay center, thumbs up, thumbs forward, scoop up and around and behind. Forward, up and around and behind. So the goal here is not to let those elbows drop. Forward, around and back. And 3, 2, and last one. Palms forward and then tap your shoulders. When you tap your shoulders, let those wrists bend in and then point the wrists back. Nice strong movements here. We're gonna start adding more layers in just a moment. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now, elbows out to the side. Same movement with the arms. Fingertips down, but don't let the arms drop. Fingertips to shoulders and down. Where we add the next layer is we soften our knees and our hips stay locked forward. We're going to turn to the left, right fingertips forward, left fingertips back, center, and switch. And you can take it slow and steady, or speed it up. When you speed it up, there's going to be a lot more abdominal engagement. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Swing the arms. Get a little silly here. Now, give me some shoulders. Give me some shoulders. Give me some shimmies. Now a little lean forward and back. Let the arms get floppy. Get silly. A little lean forward and back. Now, lock and load the arms. Give me hip wiggles. And it's like go as fast as you can. It's like a little hip wiggle. Wiggle. Straight arm. Go, go, go. It's like a speed race. Like who's going to win? Who's going to win this race? Now, relax. Give me some twists. Good old-fashioned twists. Left to right. Shake it out. Get the arms going. Get wild. Get crazy. Or not. Take it slow. You decide. The idea is we're shaking out all the nonsense, all the BS in our life. And how about some Elvis legs? Anybody remember this move? Just wiggling the legs in and out. And you can try to go for a walk. Get funny. Get silly. Five, 4, 3, 2. Now it's this little internal twist. So left knee comes in, left heel comes up. Just an internal rotation. Don't forget some fun arms. Get silly here. 5, 4, 3, 2. Heel stomp. External rotation. Give me some funky, sassy hips. Because I know you got it. Heel stomp. In and out. Heart rate's going up. Fire's building. Agni in yoga. Just shake it out. Tap into what your body needs. Now walk. But, you know, don't just walk. Give me a little sassy. Give me a little attitude. Give me a little strut. Now we slow it down. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Right foot is going to take it out to the side. Straight leg, just a little. Now if you look down, your heels are lined up. Right foot is to the side, left toes forward. Straight leg, hip. You can always pretend you're a sassy teenager, and if you're a sassy teenager watching this, well, just be your own self. Now, we bend the knees. Dropping it in and out. Turning this slowly into a wider step. Step it further out. Coming into, in yoga, we call it Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana. Heels lined up, and just find a pulse. Doesn't have to be big, just a small little pulse. Check in with your breath. Slow it down, just a little pulse. Now, keep it low. Now, option 1, stay here and just breathe with me. Option 2, lift up the right heel, drop it down. Heel, drop, lift, drop. You can snap your fingers if you want. I'm just doing this because, I don't know, I like the song. You can keep your hands on your hips, on your belly, out to the side for balance. Next one, keep the heel up if you're joining me for this variation, and then pulse it here. Pushing through the ball of the foot. Super activation for those inner thighs. 4, 3, 2, release the heel down. Now we drop that right elbow and forearm into the hip, not the thigh, but into the hip. So then we're gonna take the left arm nice and long, and we're gonna pulse. With the upper body, not the legs, not the hips, just a reach. 3, 2, and 1. Forward, fold it. Bring both toes facing forward. Come all the way down, Uttanasana, wide-legged fold. If you want to wiggle your bum left to right just to ease out any tension, you're always, always invited to do a little wiggle anytime you need. Now look to your left foot, point your left foot the other direction, and we're gonna come up. We're doing all of that in reverse. Pull that left elbow in. We're gonna reach with the right, and we're gonna pulse. 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 Create that length through the side of the body. Stay with me. And 3, 2, and we bring it up. Lift up the left heel. Pulse. 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 Now we drop and lift. Drop and lift. So no more pulsing except the heels coming up and down. Lift and drop. Lift and drop. 5, 4, 3, 2. Release that heel, and we come up and we pulse. Pulse. So nice open hip extension here. 5, 4, 3, 2. Straight leg toes forward. Tick-tock the hips. And then bring that left heel in just a little bit so we can do the straight leg tick-tocks. Still pointing the left foot to the left. 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it in. So now I just want you to gentle walk. Move your hips. Check in what's happening. How are those hips feeling? Okay. So from here, we're gonna do one more thing standing and work our way to the floor. This is about getting into a stretch. So I need to fix my pants. We're gonna take, the right foot is gonna stay nice and strong. It's the left foot that's gonna come behind, and it's like a curtsy lunge. So side view, I'm here, and I'm letting my left knee get really close to my right calf. Just the left. Right now we're just moving the left. And step, and curtsy lunge, and step. And ideally we're staying on the ball of the foot of the left. If you need to step it all the way down for balance, that's okay. 3, 2, and 1, stay. Pulse, straight up and down. Both knees have to bend. Check in with your alignment. Are you turning your torso? Are you torquing your knees too much? Modify for your body. 3, 2, 1, step, switch. Right foot. Bring it back. Little dip. And out. Curtsy lunge. And to the side. Side tap. Drop it down. And let those hips move. Just a little. Side, drop. 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna stay, and we're gonna pulse. Pulse, pulse, pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, and step it up. Check into your knees. Because sometimes this rotation kind of makes our knees go, what's going on? Well, just for fun, and I know all of us are experiencing warmer weather, both in Canada and here in Scotland, so I don't want you to think about snow, but downhill skiing, left to right. Let the knees bend, let the feet rock side to side. And I want you to remember this feeling, this motion of moving the knees, the opposite direction of the hips. Because we're going to do that in a downward dog. Yes. We're getting into some more yoga. We're moving into the place of surrender. 2 and 1. I'm going to step to the back of my mat and I'll show you different angles. So just for fun, you know, there's all these fancy yoga ways to get down in a downward dog, but why don't we just take a deep breath in, exhale with a big sigh, and just go, and then just walk it into downward dog. Now, my hamstrings are super tight, not sure what yours are doing. So I'm gonna make sure I just give my heels a little walk, pushing the floor away through my hands. Now, this is where I will show you a couple options. The first one is known as a bear squat. Bring the feet wider than the hips, heels in, toes out. Now, the hips come towards the heels, so I'm really tilting back and down, not forward. I'm dropping the hips down, arms stay straight, and I squeeze up. And side view, and I don't know if I can do this because my floor is kind of slippery. My knees come to the side. The other option is what we were doing standing up. Pointing my knees and toes to the right, I drop my hips down towards the back. Lifting up, pivot, and I switch. Just do one more each side. Last one, come up. Left foot stays, right leg comes up. Look to the top of your mat, sweep it through, and it's a pigeon pose. Ha-ha. So all the way down into your pigeon pose, bringing that right knee all the way through and down. Just exploring how this feels in your body. Now, if pigeon does not feel good, if this is a pose that really just makes you want to punch the instructor, aka me, then there's other options. You can come onto your back. You can even just go into a lunge. If this is something that really feels better for you, play with a lunge. But we're going to stay in pigeon for a few breaths here, because we are finding the flow to surrender. So in pigeon, Ikapada Kapotanasana. I get very antsy because my hips don't like this, so I tend to keep moving. I flow it down, and I flow it up. I give my body a chance to find the groove in the move. And if I'm feeling like back bends, I flow it up. I reach up and back. I even do some turns. But that's only if I feel like a back bend. If my back bend is saying, ow, 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 then I kind of ease back. Breathing deep into your nose and out through your nose. Now shift your weight onto the right bum cheek. You're going to bring your left leg up and over and across. I'm just going to switch angles. So now it's awkward cross-legged pose. With the left leg on top, I'm going to try and hold on to my ankles. Now, my left bum cheek is not touching the ground, so that's okay. But I lift up really tall, and my foot's going to come off the ground because of my body proportion. That's okay. I'm focusing on lifting, not rounding and pulling in. And right now my hips are saying a lot of swear words. Some of them are in German. I haven't learned any Gaelic swear words yet. I'll have to work on that. But right now we're lifting up nice and tall. Now, if you've not done this with me before, watch for just a moment. We're going to bring our feet down. Now with my left leg on top, I'm going to swing my arms to the right and bring my hands down. I'm going to push into my feet and I'm going to lift up and I'm going to point my bum at you and say, hi! And then I'm going to keep walking and pivoting and bend the knees and come down. So now my right leg's on top. And if you were trying to get all that and your brain was like, where did she go? Just meet me here. Right leg on top. In what I like to call awkward cross-legged pose. Pull up nice and tall through the spine. And breathe. Checking in with what's happening on this side in your body. My hips are definitely kind of confused sometimes on this side because this is where my injury is. Car accidents are a bitch, to put it bluntly. So as we sit up nice and tall, hugging in with right leg on top, we get a chance to explore how do we move from here into pigeon with our left leg forward. Okay. Right leg, release it, swing it around behind you, and just lean forward. And now all of a sudden, your right leg is behind you. And I just have to shift because, you know, my angle doesn't quite work for camera purposes. So now, left leg is forward, right leg is back, and I find my groove in this move by flowing, by swaying. Now, some people love pigeon and they just like surrender and they almost look like they can take a nap. I'm not one of those people. So I give myself the nourishment of movement and of flow, letting my hips sway. And sometimes I can get really low, and other days I'm like, don't do it. But I still find movement. And I'm shifting my weight from left hand to right hand as I sway. Taking a deep breath in. And now I'm going to shift my weight onto my left bum cheek. Allow my body to open out to the side. And just extend my legs. Now I've got a nice wide-legged sitting position. And now I tell you to touch yourself. Publicly appropriate, of course, but slide your hands along your thighs and your shins. And don't worry about, am I touching my toes or not? This is more about connecting with your own body, with the ground, with the earth element, and letting your ribs feel free to move. And if at any point, this side to side, you're like, you know, this is good, but I kind of want to go forward, guess what? Just go forward. This is part of the practice where you start to become the teacher that your body has always been. I'm just your guide. Your body's the teacher. I love to bring my hands onto my thighs, elbows wide, and really lean and push to create a deeper stretch. But you know what? If your body still just wants to do this, you know, sometimes we want to reach up and over. We want to create extension. This is all you. Now, the next 3 breaths, whatever you need to do, but meet me in Baddha Konasana, cobbler's pose. In Scotland, they call it butterfly pose, I think. And I just want you to rock on your bum cheeks with your feet together, knees wide. And this is your chance to massage your own butt cheeks. Who doesn't like their butt cheeks massaged? Like, this feels so good. And then forward fold wherever your body lets you go. Don't force it. Don't pull yourself forward. This is more about the surrender part. Slowly wave up one vertebrae at a time. And as you come up, reach around, grab your knees. Bring your feet flat, knees to the edges of your ribs, and just give yourself a hug. You've put up with me for a while, so you deserve a hug. So from here, you're going to slowly, using your hands and your body, roll back onto the ground. And bring your knees in and up. Oop. Sway a little side to side, hugging those knees to your ribs. Oop. And then one hand on each knee. Circle the knees around and away from each other. Exhale, draw in, inhale, and then exhale. Next time the knees are nice and wide, if you want, only if you want, you can slide your hands up, grab your feet. In yoga, we often call this happy baby pose. I've heard it called dead bug pose in Scotland. I'm not sure I like the idea of a dead bug, but happy baby seems to be appropriate because we get to rock side and side. And slow everything down. And then wherever you are, bring your feet together and back down to the ground. Plant your feet firmly on the ground, connecting with the earth, hands down at your side. And we just windshield wiper the knees. Both knees to the right. Ooh, letting the length connect to our spine and over to the other side. And just one or two more on each side. Really just giving your body a chance to surrender. And now for you, if you want to go into a traditional Shavasana, where the legs are nice and long and wide, that's great. I tend to still like Baddha Konasana, reclined cobbler's pose. Feet together, knees wide, just because I sit in a desk, like I sit in a chair all day. External expansion through the hips just feels really good. So honor what your body needs. But whatever you've chosen to do with your limbs, bring your right hand on your heart, left hand onto your belly. And just breathe into the space. Feeling how the rhythm of your heart and your breath are connected. And for the next 3 exhales, let it out like a huge, big sigh. Let it out, big sigh, last one, make it count.